Kerber in the Forgore place. We're live in case you didn't put that together.
Okay.
Alive? I thought I was dead. I thought Kirby killed me.
No, you're only mostly dead.
Oh, mostly dead shit.
And there's a difference
You're
between
right.
mostly dead and all dead.
It's okay. You when Kirby eats you, you respawn.
Thank goodness you
right.
came along, Kirby. I didn't have any business in town here, right? I think it just spawns you here when you start the thing. And if we do, we can always do it next time we come back.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a World 2 to finish up. Zoom. Discord is much better. Oh right, I did decline to finish the stage last time.
were we
dang
gonna
it!
try to get
It
something with
robbed
better
my
range?
it robbed me of my power that I had.
Ah.
At least I'm pretty sure it did. So I'm actually I was going to get Tornado because you can float for a while with that, but I'm actually thinking with some more time to think about it, I've actually decided maybe Ranger would be better since you can just shoot things and stay on the bridge.
That makes sense.
That
You
or
gotta
I guess Volcano Fire or Cutter also wouldn't be bad. It's just, you know, this one has the most range.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would prefer Ranger over Tornado because Tornado is so difficult to actually control sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like Tornado's gonna be really easy to accidentally end up in the water. Like if you just aim a little off or something.
Well, it's mostly timing, yeah, and then if you bounce into things, that's the other
yeah.
issue. Fast-flowing waterworks, fast-flowing waterworks, fast-flowing waterworks.
Flowing waterworks, flash flowing waterworks, fast flowing waterworks, fast flowing waterworks. Look, look,
The first two were Flash.
look, I can't pronounce shit normally.
But can you pronounce it shittily? Ooh, there's the thing. I found the thing. I have the monies. That will actually be kind of important. Because we'll need money for upgrades.
And other things later on.
I feel like Rangers... Okay, fine, you get to live this time. Sand sculpture. Like, base Ranger is really not that great.
It's not that bad either.
It's a little bit better if you use the dodge to get charge quicker, but just like the uncharged shots are... I suppose most enemies will go down in like 2 of them, but contrast that to other abilities which can one-shot.
Yeah,
regular
but on the
enemies.
other hand, like, you can rapid fire pretty well. It's basically really close to a rapid fire, like Kirby. Not necessarily a Kirby, like Kirby.
I wouldn't exactly call that rapid fire.
I mean, the difference though is that most of those abilities, that one shot, actually get really close.
Apparently I've got that in everyone's brains now.
Yeah, you did get it into my brain. But when you one shot with, say, fire, you're also really close to the enemy, and by that time Ranger could have hit both charge shots.
Well, not both charge shots. I feel like it's a little bit too slow for that, but I don't know.
Well, it can
Hit with a charge shot.
and it hit them with a charge shot at least, and then prep them for deletion without you being in danger. Plus, you can hit things on different levels, which fire can't do.
Okay, I don't see anything else here. Here we go. The battle on the bridge. Cue epic Final Fantasy V music. I need to play that at some point.
I need to finish my playthrough of 7 Remake.
I need to play like any of the Final Fantasy games at some point. Like that's just something I've somehow avoided.
It's
whole life.
also a series that I have not really played. Like the only one that I've actually finished is 6, and I hadn't even completed that one until was it last year when I did it on
the closest
stream.
I've gotten to playing any Final Fantasy is I've played basically all of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Ranger was the right choice.
Before 7, the closest I got to Final Fantasy was Chrono Trigger.
And yeah, like right now, there's still so much stuff in my backlog that I don't know if I'll get to the other Final Fantasy stuff anytime soon.
If you do try to make it the Pixel remasters, they are infinitely quicker to get through, particularly 4, and I guess 2. 2 you can cheese though.
I'm probably most interested in the SNES era ones, so 4 and 5. Like obviously, I've already played 6.
You already played 6, yeah. 4. The problem is that 4 in particular has 3 difficulty options, but none of them are available in each version. The original Final Fantasy 2 SNES, as it came to the States as, was easy mode. And it's so easy that it's downright boring. They removed like half the game, including like 20% of the monsters.
Oh no!
Almost every ability.
I did it bad. I was paying attention, I swear.
And they just generally made it not as good.
I think I might have actually goofed this. Nope.
Oh, that was close.
That was super close.
Spit.
I've been slowly collecting the PSP versions of the Final Fantasy. Hi, buddies.
There's something up there. Wait. Oh! I think I found the way. Watch this be one of the tuna cans. It was not.
Yeah, still worth
That would have been pretty well hidden for one of those objectives. Also, wait a minute. Okay, I swear that starfish on the side looked like in a woofy, sort of. Like right here. I don't know what it is. It's just about like the markings kind of look like eyes.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I
anyway,
haven't found more tuna yet. But anyways,
Back
converse.
to Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
4 is good, but it's a set party game, so you always know which characters are going to be in your party when. And the end game is oof. You get a character.
Okay, when you say oof, in what way?
You get the last character you get for your main team joins your team at level 17.
When the actual
I feel like that's low.
Yes, because the suggestion at that point in time is to be level 40.
Why did they do that? Like, if the suggested level was so much higher.
It's I don't know, but the character does end up being
Also, oh,
important to level.
well, that was lucky.
By the way, you had to find the golden fish.
You mean that golden fish?
Yes.
The golden fish for
The snack
Kirby.
that's miles back.
Kirby's golden fish.
Let's see. There we go. I knew there was like some prerequisite for this one.
But yeah, there are some like absolutely brain dead decisions in some games. It's just like,
Yeah.
how did anyone ever approve this decision?
Are we still talking about Final Fantasy 6, right?
No,
I'm just
4.
talking about the
Four.
whichever game has a level 17 character when you're supposed to be level 40.
6 is actually good because it actually levels characters to your party when you get them.
I feel like that's
Actually,
the way
that's
to
bad.
do it. If
Yeah.
you don't,
Really bad because of the way the game is
bad because if you go too high of a level, you can't use the stat boosts. But in terms of base stats, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice for them actually being usable, but it can be detrimental in the long term.
Yeah. But that said, that only matters in the GBA release. Because there's a more difficult super boss released, and yeah. The actual main boss does not require that high of stuff at all.
Yeah, I played the GB. Okay, I actually lied. I played a little bit of the GBA release of Final Fantasy 4-2. It was painful.
Yeah, 4. The weird thing with 4 is if you know some things, the game can actually be very easy. The problem is that they're all counterintuitive. So, like, really, like, it's box art spoilers, so I'm not too worried about it. But your character starts as a Dark Knight and turns into a Paladin fairly early in the game, like level 15 area. The problem is that he retains all stat boosts from before he turns into a Paladin, but gets reset to level 1.
Oh, so basically
that's
you're incentivized to over level as the Dark Knight, and then take the reset and get even more stats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely seems like they didn't think that through all the way.
Yeah.
I don't really know off the top of my head how they should have handled that, but I can tell you that they shouldn't have done it.
Well,
Make him an entirely new character, not just the same character with that new gets resets.
Even easier. Just make him stay at the level he's at.
That too.
would fix the entire-
Yeah, that would
convert to
work.
whatever a level 15 paladin should be.
Oh, I see the tuna.
I was about to say tuna.
Fish.
You can tune a fish, but you can't tune a piano.
You can tune a piano, King Kai, but you can't tune a fish. Ooh, better ability.
No, he needs.
Chocolate
I
butter is
actually don't have the upgrade for that yet. I don't think.
For sword?
Yeah.
I think that's coming up actually. Because I think this is around the time when they start just dropping the upgrades in the middle.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we've got upgrades. We need to get all these level 2s in.
Yeah, didn't we get an upgrade just earlier in this level? I don't know what it was for, but...
It was Chain Bomb.
Okay.
It was Chain Smoker.
The problems with Final Fantasy games is that anything before 5 and 6 definitely has early installment woes. Final Fantasy 1 is
Weirdness.
literally early installment weirdness. Final Fantasy 1 literally has the Dungeons and Dragons. God.
Don't worry, we're almost out of the water world.
You think that's gonna stop me? There's probably gonna be more seagulls somewhere.
So Final Fantasy 1 is literally D&D.
Venetian magic.
It literally uses spell slot magic.
Yeah.
2 kind of uses it, but also has the weirdest leveling system in all of the Final Fantasy series.
Captured Waddle Dees. The Beast Pack managed to catch these 3 Waddle Dees with 1 golden cage. They work together. They might be able to... Oh, never mind. They're too sad to move. All they can do is cry out for help. Wow, somebody save them.
No, look, Waddle Dees are literally a creature that is powered by their emotions. Like, the reason why Bandana Waddle Dee it is basically the strongest Waddle Dee is because that man has no fear.
Wait, okay, so Super Princess Waddle Dee when?
Jeez. That was a weird game.
It was.
Vibe Center.
I haven't played it, but
It's all about manipulating her emotions and trying to get the vibe scepter back because it can make anyone feel good. There's this
wait. So are you saying we're doing a vibe check?
of a different type?
Also, in retrospect, making the female-led game be all about the woman's emotions is kind of in bad taste.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I don't know how that game happened.
It was a fever dream.
It really kind of was.
The person who did it must have been the same person that greenlit the Tingle games.
Tingle's magic.
So,
Ruby
Red,
Land.
I don't test this or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if you just knew where the platforms were. You could just skip the actual puzzle and fly to them.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I think
Not this last one, but
Yeah,
the
this
other
last
ones were
one you,
pretty
you
close.
have to have the platform for, so.
The other ones that were pretty close
Oh,
to each
no.
other and not very much higher.
Jump rope.
I'm sure that
I
if
just
that's
love the final hammer one. Final hammer one. You can just cheese with the hammer glitch.
yeah, I'm sure that if that's possible, if this is
I definitely
that's
missed it.
done in the 100% speed run.
Yep. Not as much as I thought.
That's
We
more forgiving
don't
than I
care.
So
Alright,
my thing with
that was the only
Final-
one that spawned, right?
Final Fantasy
Yeah.
is that I'm trying to collect all the like
Oh,
3D
blueprint.
3D remakes, 3D
Yeah,
version,
Remasters.
the 3D
The
They're actually
the
more-
3D Rees.
yeah. It
There's
turns out
only a
they're on.
couple of those.
They're like I bought the one of 3 on PSP because like I knew about the 3 one, but also apparently 4 is also like has a 3D remake on
Yes.
uh,
The games that had a remake 1 and 2 were done on GBA because they were not on the PS1 collection. Then all the games except for 3 were on the GBA together, and most of those were ported to the PSP. And then 3 and 4 were the only ones that got a 3D. They got a DS remake. Don't know why.
the 3D PSP DS remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, no. 4.
Chain.
4's Chain
Four-
bomb.
Not a remake.
Does your chain bomb hang low?
Does it wobble?
All right, so chain bomb is basically what if oh dang it, come on. There we go. Well, what if Silex Lockjaw from Metroid Prime Hunters? Clearly, that's the reason that I did that game right before this one.
It's kind of more like, in my opinion, it's more like a version of Bomberman's 64th.
There's lots of
So
ball bombs
I'll
explode.
be honest. I feel like this version of bomb might be better than the final one,
It
or level 3. I don't think there's level 4. I'm pretty sure there's not level 4.
there's only
Like a
2 level 4s in the game.
99.99% confident.
There's only 2 level 4s in the game, and it's not.
Clear without a copy ability, 2 no damage. Destroys roots.
No copy ability.
So does that
Yeah.
require like 3 separate playthroughs? So no
Yeah.
copy ability is 1. No damage could be done on any of them.
And 2 clear within 2 minutes.
Oh, so you
could-
could do them all in.
Hey, no. Do
One
the
run
arena
here.
speedrun strat for this guy and bring in Crash, which gets rid of your copy ability and counts for the global statistics of being with no copy ability.
I mean, I could do that.
And on top of that, you have to destroy the roots, so that might be difficult too.
Yeah, we'll just do the
No.
we'll just do the crash into no copy ability one because we'll have to do that at some point.
Crash's upgrade is so good, but we're not going to talk about what it is.
Okay, I was
It's,
just thinking, I
it's
feel like the Final
crashing.
Fantasy games get re-released a lot, and I was just like, how many times has the first one been re-released? I
Not
look up on Wikipedia, and the versions and re-releases table has 20 lines.
Final
Oh
Fantasy.
my
1?
god. Yes.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 1 has 6 versions, 4 of which are majorly different. Not
Yeah.
including Strangers of whatever, because it's technically a prequel.
Yeah, so going down the list: NES, MSX2. There's Famicom as 1 and 2. WonderSwan, PlayStation, GBA, mobile phone, PSP, Wii Virtual Console, PS1 Classics on the PlayStation Store, iOS, PSP, Windows Phone, Android, 3DS Virtual Console, Wii U Virtual Console. One is just listed as Nintendo eShop, Wii U Virtual Console for the advanced version, NES Classic Edition. There's so
eShop
many.
is probably 3DS.
Yes.
So remember how we were saying, that Wispy
3
Woods
wasn't
wasn't
first?
the first boss?
Yeah, I was gonna say Wispy Woods isn't the first boss, but he is the second. Kind of.
All right, not doing the damage list run this time apparently.
Yeah.
I charged it when I shouldn't have. Probably needed to wait for that.
So
There's so many re-releases. That's insane.
well, that's
I like-
because there's actually only, like I said, like 6 versions.
Right.
Yeah,
but
it's just the
still,
same
the
version
number
getting
of
ported to like,
platforms.
umpteen
the
different things.
The MSX, Family Computer, and WonderSwan Color are all literally the identical versions of Final Fantasy 1. Origins had the FMV added. That's about it, and some remix soundtracks. Game Boy Advance was the first major one where it added the Dawn of Souls.
Okay,
content.
cool. Got credit for destroying the roots.
So is the Wispy a intergalactic species?
I mean, we've
No,
seen them on
this one-
different planets, so. Wait, what?
Oh, maybe.
Excuse me.
Like I
I call shenanigans.
Wouldn't it be like
Really?
trans-dimensional? Because isn't this game in like a different?
This game is in a different dimension, so.
is it another dimension or is it just another place in space? They never really made that clear.
It's probably somewhere in the lore.
Yeah.
Ow? That wasn't nice.
Yeah.
This boss is like actually kind of annoying. You're only using stars. I know I should be doing like multi-inhales.
So there's 1 Dawn of Souls. PSP version's a mild upgrade to the original. Mostly just name changes. There's iOS.
Get out of here.
Oh, right. Oh, God, I hate that so much. The iOS version is one of the only... Oh, excuse me. The iOS and maybe PSP are the only versions of one that have the extra super dungeon.
Up there's Noble Ranger Blueprint.
Which is one of my favorite versions of Ranger.
I think I like the third one the best.
I love the third one the best, but like Rangers all 3 is I love.
Did not count.
Yeah, I didn't think that would count.
Weird.
Whoever it was, you lied to me. Which means we get to do this at least 3 times.
Hey. I'm just sort of like thinking of other games that have like a million ports. I wonder which of these 3 has more releases. The original Mario Brothers, Sonic 1, or Final Fantasy 1.
Sonic
Okay,
1.
haven't we established that it's probably not Mario Brothers?
Hey,
Mario
Mario-
Brothers has been released.
Mario's a lot.
Yeah.
yeah,
you have to
but is it
I don't
that
think
many?
I don't think it's that many.
Here's the thing. Sega's had like 15 different Sega minis.
Also, Sonic 1 for the
Yeah.
Genesis, but not on the Genesis. Or sorry, is
Also,
it like
I-
Sonic 1 Genesis or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
Sonic
the Game Boy
1
Advance.
For the Game Boy, yeah.
Sonic
No,
1.
Huh. I had to dip for a second. Did the no power
Nope.
thing work?
No,
Ah.
no.
Also,
That's what Wise Waddle Dee reports it as when other people do it, though.
So other people can cheat and do it, but it apparently is not good enough for the mission system.
They want exactly. I figured it was that. Like, I did not want to.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure, but I figured it might work considering the game reports it as that already.
Well, now we all know. And knowing is half the battle.
Money. Big nut.
Big nuts count as multi-hits, I think. Multi-stars.
Yeah.
Possible. Wait, what? No, I didn't. I swear I
Delicious
didn't.
nut.
I didn't swallow.
oh, another option for your list of games that have been ported many times: Tetris.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah,
like,
I was thinking about Tetris as well. Also, rip the no damage run. I was hoping to do both of them.
You know, another
In
good
this
candidate
one.
would be Doom.
Yep.
Those just aren't mostly official ports.
Number 10 is Skyrim. 9.
I
is
really hate how wide the hitbox on the.
Skyrim's a pretty
The
good
screen
modern
is.
contender.
Tetris, Minecraft, Final Fantasy
Oh,
1,
yeah.
the original Prince of Persia, because it's in
Yeah.
every single Assassin's Creed game. Resident Evil
Is it?
4? No, that's not been. Street Fighter 2.
No, Resi 4 has been ported a decent number of times.
Dang it!
For
One
a game that
hit.
was for a game that was released as a GameCube exclusive and advertised as such, Resident Evil 4 has been ported a lot.
didn't it get eventually ported to the PS2?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on
Basically, they
PS2.
weren't gonna do it, but they ended up doing it. And they had the broken Los Plagas laser. You get access from the start of the game that basically one-shots anything. Pong and Snake. Oh, yeah.
Okay, Pong and Snake I get.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
I got the time on the ability list. All right.
Apparently, I don't know how good this is because it's Guinness. The game that has the most number of ports, according to Guinness, is Tetris with 70.
That feels right.
All right.
Thanks,
I think for this one, I'm just gonna go with fire. That's what I was going to do for
Yeah.
the time, but I already
Yeah,
have that. So.
Fire is definitely the way to go.
Fire indeed hot.
Most official ports. Doom wins it if it's unofficial ports.
Yeah,
Yo, dog, I heard
definitely
you
see
like
that.
Doom, so I made Doom in your Doom.
Doom has been coded in Microsoft Excel.
Yeah.
Doom has not been ported to, but has been streamed to a pregnancy test.
It's one of those like fancy. These coconuts are actually being like a big pain. 'Cause the one thing that I need for this is to like stand in place,
Yeah.
and those make it not good to stand in place.
Yeah, if you ever want to know some stupid information about Final Fantasy, talk to me. I know way too much.
Burn.
Gull literally has had multiple conversations of him explaining the entire plots to me multiple times. And because I like to hear him talk about it. Like, it's
Oh
Fun
no,
to hear.
the money is sad and therefore can't do anything.
Now, if you want to know about Mega Man plots, Mega Man stuff, I am probably your guy.
Mega Man.
Jump, Mega Man. Shut up! I don't need you.
Hey, speaking of Mega Man, I got 7 new Mega Man shirts from the Battle Network collection.
Nice.
Like, just like I may have went overboard in trying to say I need more Mega Man stuff.
You saved all the Waddle Dees
Yep.
in Everbay Coast.
Capcom, I would have loved it if you'd have. Sorry.
Oh, right. We got another blueprint, right?
Yeah.
From that.
Yeah.
It's, the Ranger.
I'm just thinking, is Mega Man
Oh,
11 the newest Mega Man game still?
Yes, of the original style or series.
Or well, the newest one that's not just like
Yes.
a collection.
Yes.
I think it is also the newest like actual release.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say actual release, but like newest original title. There we go.
Yeah.
Original
I mean,
title.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, because I feel like the collections sort of don't really count because it's not new content, really.
Well,
they can have new content, but like
Yeah, but it's not like a full.
they're
new game.
re-releases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're re-releases first and foremost.
Noble.
Not to say that
adventure.
they're a bad thing or not worth it. It's just I sort of think of them as a separate thing.
They are kind of a separate thing,
Goggles.
Yeah.
to be honest, not gonna lie.
Welcome to the
For real,
first
for real.
sort of more of a side grade than an upgrade.
What
Power.
if two gun?
Nah. Much lower damage, much higher fire rate.
Wait.
Although
What we
actually,
should
let's see.
do-
You can check. So yeah, it says rapid fire 4 power. Yeah, it is
Oh,
just
it
like
isn't. It isn't power difference.
yeah.
Never mind.
The power doesn't go up at all, but you fire twice as much, so you get about
We can
twice.
try. We
twice
can
the
try
damage.
that with Mr. P.
Or we can try it on the citizenry.
I didn't know you could actually do anything to them with that.
Yes,
That's
you
great.
can.
That's hilarious.
And then they just wave at you and go, "Bye."
Well, we're fine.
Anyway,
Kirby doesn't. Kirby only kills final bosses.
Welcome
No.
to World 3. Wondaria
Waddle
Remains.
Dee
New.
Waddle Dee Town is a forced non-aggression zone. Even if you do attack, that doesn't actually hurt.
All right.
Oh.
Where
I
are the
thought I saw a
hidden
button
ones?
prompt.
Yeah, there was one
I
to the
found one.
right, just to the left of the first.
Yeah,
the
to
first
Oh.
the left of the entrance.
Okay. Is it right here? There it is. Oh. I could have sworn I didn't see anything there, but
it
I'm
only
surprised that I
it was,
did see
it was
anything
up for like a
because-
frame.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if it was up for a frame, then I probably saw it for longer than you did because Discord's showing me about 3 frames a second right now.
Yeah, it was about 5 or 6 frames. It was a fraction of a second.
oh, it's this
Mhm.
one. This one I can actually see like the 3-star for the difficulty.
So
Press button at right time.
So, fun fact about the Mega Man Battle Network collection: for the most part, it is probably it is almost like most of their Legacy collections. It is almost the preferred way for most of the games to play them, except for a couple of them.
Oh, I missed the jump there. No. That's not even the hardest jump. That's coming up right here. And of course I hit that one.
You know, you always hit the. You know, the funny thing is, I did that jump the first. Oh. Anyway,
You need the perfect.
Yeah.
So basically, if you hit all the jumps, then you get the time. It's as
Yeah.
simple as that.
Anyway, back to Mega Man Battle Network collection. It is almost for almost all the games. It is the definitive way to play, except for 1 and 5.
No?
1 and 5 had DS remakes that that added extra content in. And 5, you can honestly go with either one, but you're missing like one big thing if you have a copy of Bowtie 2. You're missing Soul Cross.
Oh, dang it. Just the second on that one. Oh, no. Ring is so...
Good thing we're not going for times.
Ring is so slow. No, I have to jump to hit these. Eh.
You have to
Maximum
jump a little
effort.
higher than that one.
Just a bit. Those line
Giving me
up.
flashbacks
Up
to,
at the same time, so it's like impossible to hit both of them in the same cycle.
Yeah.
That like double spinning thing is giving me flashbacks to, I think it's the end of one of the missions in Battle Rock Galaxy.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
little
think I
gauge
can see
thing
what you mean. We
spinning
still got
around.
the target time, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Yay! Target.
All right. So those were the 2 treasure roads. So now to level 1. Is the Hal room in? It's like one of the later ones, right? Like 3, 4. I
It's
think.
one of the later ones. Yeah.
I think it's the parade
One of-
stage.
It-
Like the
Yes.
side room in the parade stage.
Yes. Don't miss the immediate first challenge here. Get on top of that rocket ship.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, they're enjoy the view from the top of the rocket, help the lost ducklings find their mama, and make all the wilted flowers.
I did remember that one. Because ducks.
Awesome. One of the games I play is
Every
Crash.
time you hit a duck, I'm hitting quack.
Oh, here's one. You know, if you hadn't said anything, you might have been able to fool people into thinking the game was just doing that.
I'm terrible at fooling people. I like doing jokes like,
Oh, there they are. This has to be one of the most adorable mission types.
And go put your face in the stampede. It's not actually a challenge, but it's cute.
Yep.
Like that you just shot that Woofy and he's just sort of like, okay, I guess that happened.
you do get food for it.
And in co-op, it doesn't actually give you anything until both you and Waddle Dee put your faces in.
Do you mean Elflin?
No, in co-op. If you
Oh,
have Waddle Dee with
right,
you,
co-op.
it
It
doesn't work until both of you actually do it.
Yeah, hopefully I don't need the fire coming up again. That's already 2 of the 3 challenges. Is the last one related to the coaster?
I'm challenged
Something
for
else.
Waddle Dee, climb the ladder, blue switch, open another yellow door, detour.
I feel like I remember if the roller coaster's in this one, I feel like I remember riding that multiple times, but I don't remember
Yeah.
why.
so,
There's collectibles on it.
You do not need fire.
well,
is
that's
there
good
any
to know.
collectibles in this level?
I mean, there are hidden Wallabies.
I'm
Oh,
not
you
one-
mean blueprints?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like that. This
don't
is
think
about the
so.
point at time where I start asking, Scholar Waddle Dee, did I miss shit? No.
Yeah, I should get into the habit of doing that when I'm back in town.
That Waddle Dee do be wise.
He also be misleading people on Twitter.
Yeah, I always like when games do slightly more out there themes like this, like abandoned theme park that's for some reason still running.
Yeah.
I mean, the Beast Gang gotta have some fun.
Oh, there's Hammer. Hi, Hammer.
By the way,
Like 2 ever minor enemies and he gives you hammer or something like that?
The first enemy, minor enemy to give you hammer. Because I think the first time hammer was available as a minor enemy pickup. Because again, it's kind of overpowered.
So like always bet on blockers. All right.
Like,
there's nothing
I
else,
give you
right?
hit
Like I
points
just
without-
take the upper one.
Nature you probably.
I've got hot dog privileges. That means I can cut the line.
And roast beef.
Love how one of them
And
is like sitting as the ride operator.
Yeah.
Alright, Kirby.
He's who you can blame for the points of this.
I love roller coasters.
I get sick on them. Okay, I like roller coasters. I don't like things that go upside down because it's unnatural to be upside down.
That's fair.
Oh yeah, the tricky thing is hitting all the switches, I think.
Ah, that's what it was.
Just like some of them you have to go to one side or the other for.
Yeah.
And like I remember one of them just being like really fast.
Yeah, that seems right.
That it was that one.
Luckily,
Yeah, we can go over. Yeah, that's why. It's because there's a
Yeah.
Waddle Dee tied to that one.
Now I'm remembering why I did that.
No, stop.
The worst part
I-
is
I'm
like
trying
I
to queue up
knew roughly where it was going to be, and then I still just did not react in time. Dang it! I can't skip this.
No, you know you're playing already.
Not there. I wasn't. Where's the propulsion on this? Like, is it the rocket? It's not firing though.
You're attached to the
it's
rail. I
gas
assume the
powered.
rail's
It's
still working.
gas powered. It's a CO2 rocket.
I was going to say
Roller
so
coasters
he's farting.
don't do that by themselves. The rail by itself isn't enough.
It's the
Yeah,
power. It's the sheer power of Kirby's will.
I mean, I assume there's nothing technically stopping you from, like, carrying power through the track and having a powered car. That's just not normal.
That is
Yeah,
not
oh,
done
no.
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's common, but it should be possible.
Yay! New world.
Save the hidden Waddle Dees. Yeah,
So,
this level is like very front heavy with the missions.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, what is the last mission? Still haven't sussed out what it is.
Make all the wilted flowers bloom.
Oh,
which is
right,
in
at the end.
Yeah.
We've got a new mouthful mode coming. Slight spoilers for like a few minutes, maybe. If that.
you know the thing is, remember when I said that, Mega Man has like most of their legacy collections? Okay, I meant only 2 legacy collections that don't have a absolute definitive version. It's the Battle Network Legacy Collection and the X Legacy Collection. Why X Legacy Collection? Because they changed Tidal Whale they changed Duff McWhale into Tidal Whale. I am absolutely enraged about that.
He's enraged, incensed. How could they do this to him?
no.
He
You
smells
don't
good when he's on
understand.
fire.
How could they massacre my boy?
No, seriously. I decided to play the Mega Man 5 on my PS3. Sorry, do you want me to stop talking? Or
You're just looking for the D-Bio, it seems. But first, have you ever wanted Kirby to spit on you?
Don't ask because there are people who will say yes.
There are definitely people who say yes. And I'm not here to kink shame, but I'm totally gonna kink shame. What the
Like, look at all of the people who would be willing to be stepped on by Lady Dimitrescu.
Fine, let me correct myself. Have you ever wanted overweight Kirby to spit on you?
yeah, there are people who want that.
I'd like to point out, you're not changing very much. Degeneracy scale there.
All right, second one we have to get from up there. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how the spit on this one is literally just like spit out the rest of the water.
Also,
I
fun
believe
fact,
with this one we can actually destroy the
destroy the
yeah.
ride. No ride.
You know, I don't like that Kirby feels like slightly translucent with the water in him.
Yeah.
It's just not okay.
I like it because it's kind of funny. Just to...
I mean, I can see that, but it just makes me vaguely uncomfortable.
Oh, okay, they are in the next area. I know one of them is like down on a ledge to the right. Because there are only 3 up here.
2 switches get into the Waddle Dee. Be able to find a switch for another hidden Waddle Dee in the rotating car. Use a water balloon mouth to
There
water
it
away
is.
all the
I
water.
found it.
So, how do you guys like playing Mario Sunshine again?
No, God, please, no. I'm kidding. I don't dislike it that much. I only dislike 100%ing it.
Yeah, there's some serious bullshit in that game.
Although, you know what, I do have to walk that back at least a little bit because there are some missions that I don't like. Watermelon pushing, you know what you did.
Well, isn't that
So-
one technically optional?
No, it's mission 7.
No.
Oh wait, no. I think that is mission 8.
Yeah, I
Crap.
think so.
Oh,
So,
there goes my hammer.
first, I'd played Sunshine previously, just like once or twice for a little bit, but my first time like actually playing through it was with 3D All Stars, and I first tried watermelon pushing.
Yeah, I don't remember having a ton of difficulty with it when I played it in All Stars either. That was the first time I did a full 100% playthrough. Like, I played it a bunch as a kid, but like 100% in games was just not a thing I did back then.
No, do you all know the times I played Sunshine before that was on a GameCube kiosk inside a McDonald's play place.
Oh, wow.
The McDonald's GameCube kiosk. Oh,
I more
Sounds like someone
associate
with memory.
McDonald's play place with N64 kiosks for some reason.
So, do you know what the GameCube kiosk at the one that I used to frequent one had? Or at least the ones I used to go to. One of the Rogue Squadron games. I think
Ooh,
both
nice.
of them. Both of
there
them that
was-
were on 2 and 3.
The specific play place had two GameCubes. One had Sunshine. I can't remember what the other one had, and then like 3 like motorcycle racing games that were like hooked together and had like an actual bike you sat on.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
One of the bikes was always broken.
Of course.
How
Sounds about right.
Fucking play.
I mean, it was in a McDonald's play place. What do you expect?
shit to not be broken?
I was expecting a lot for kids at a McDonald's.
Play place.
Hammer.
But yeah, going back to Sunshine though, I think the one I had the most trouble with was the whole pushing the lily pad down the river for 8 red coins.
Everyone had problems with that.
That was
And
annoying.
The worst part is the worst.
No,
Honestly, Pachinko wasn't as bad.
Here's the other thing. I did Pachinko properly. I used rocket nozzle to get in and had rocket for it, so I couldn't hover. And I did it in like 2 tries. Because when you don't try.
Oop. Redix, you appear to be muted. I don't know if that's intentional.
Hammer.
Wonder if the implication is that they're part of the beast things originally, or if they're supposed to be like a specific monster.
I think the rabbits are original members, but
I'm gonna miss it by less than a second. That was 120. Never mind.
Oh, nice.
That wouldn't have been the smallest margin. I've missed out on a target time by 0.01 before.
Oh, that's painful. So apologies in advance if you get weird noises from my microphone. My cat is... I'm trying to keep her from rubbing her face on the microphone too much. Yeah. She's not making it easy.
Speedway.
Mario Kart. I think these are all related to like things you do in the actual
Pretty much.
things. So
Yeah, I think at
gotta
least-
go fast.
First goal within 20 seconds, wilded using invisible candy, and boost through the cardboard shortcuts.
Which is the second race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
That did.
Now I missed the tires. Still
Got it.
under 20 easily though.
Nice.
Did not feel like I was going to do it, but I had no idea of what the actual time was until the very end.
Yeah.
Stop being invincible so that I can hammer you. Maybe a toy hammer, but it's no toy.
Does it
And
make
that hedgehog guy is hammered.
Okay, I guess there's nothing else around here. We'll leave the sleeping Wolfie on the bench. They really want me to use chain bomb. Do I comply? Do I oblige?
You need the bomb, yeah.
I don't think there's anything off to the right by the looks of it.
2 Poppy Bros and a bomb power up. That is definitely.
Is this like a remix of, is it Royal Road? Just hearing a bit of that in the music.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Kirby is notorious for reusing themes.
I mean, for a while they just used the same 5 themes over and over and over and over.
Thanks for showing me that I fell off the platform, apparently.
No problem.
I mean, throughout the Game Boy and early DS era, they just used the same level themes all over and over again.
I wonder what they want me to use.
Did they want you to just run all the way down there and press it yourself?
You could probably do that.
It's timed, it looks like, maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
you
door's
can
already open
You
now.
can definitely go down there, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just a matter of whether there's anything to stop you from getting to the open door.
Ladder.
I think once you get the Waddle Dee, the door stays open.
But,
Yeah, I
but,
believe
but,
so.
but Step's not here with us today.
That's not a
He-
step ladder, though. It's just a ladder.
That's a fire escape.
So do you get it after the candy, or is it use the candy on the balls?
You use the candy.
It says defeat Wild Edge using the candy.
Like that.
There we go.
Oh, hey, sword.
I believe
I don't
this
think-
is the level where you get the Gigant Sword blueprint.
You are correct.
It might even be in that chest.
Mm.
Just maybe.
Drum roll, please.
Sword.
What are the odds?
Nope, I hear a wah wah wah. Coming from behind. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not actually behind. It's from the side. I remembered. Hidden Waddle Dee.
You know, the name Waddle Dee is sort of retroactively unfortunate in these modern days of D's nuts jokes.
That's when you waddle do.
Do or do not.
Mm.
There is no waddle do or waddle do not. There's no waddle try.
Mm.
This is true, there is no Waddle tries.
This is the race that has the cardboard shortcuts.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
Is there also a time on this one?
No.
Like
not
the normal
for-
one? No.
Just the normal one.
Okay. Well, we're going fast anyways.
There's a blue retry anyway.
Because zoomies. There are actually a lot of shortcuts on this one.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are, you know, more intuitive than others, but... Boink. We did it. Yeah, I guess it just is, you know, boost through the cardboard shortcuts.
Yeah.
They are probably the most difficult ones to hit of the shortcuts. At least the second one is probably the most punishing one that you can mess up. Oh, bench.
Mm.
There's something over here. That's just the cage. The cage has sparkles.
Yeah, it's powered by their sadness.
But don't you know that laughs are more powerful than, you know, scares?
They haven't learned that yet.
Oh, so this is pre-Monsters Inc. We've got it figured out on the timeline.
Kirby in the Forgotten Land is a prequel to Monsters Inc. Now the question is it also a prequel to Monsters University?
Bolted storage mouth Kirby. Kirby gained mysterious mouthful mode ability. Okay, now he can stuff an entire set of lockers into his mouth. This one won't budge. Wiggle, 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 and whoa! He just took down a whole chunk of that wall. Use this to find hidden routes that you didn't know about. Car shop sign.
You know, mad respect to whatever the heck they used to attach those lockers to that
To the wall. Yeah, that the wall gives first.
Right?
This logo belonged to an auto shop named Holine Custom Autos, part of Holine Corp. Holine also sold industrial parts, managed construction, and made all kinds of stuff, from buildings to streets to amusement park rides. Remember, if it's quality, it's Holine. Or perhaps it would be more accurate. Traffic cone. It's just a traffic cone.
My cat is sitting on the back of my chair behind me, just watching the TV.
Treasure Road. Caught a treasure. 1 star. And I believe It's not always the case, but the stars will generally line up with the different levels of the ability. So like level
For the
2
most
would be a
part,
bit
yeah.
harder, but not always. Oh right, I did it wrong. The game's even like doing the things like, hey, idiot. Yeah, unfortunately, I just missed the cycle on that other one.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that they have these little minigame things as sort of tutorials for the more advanced features on these.
Really? Oh. Oops. Derp. It doesn't really work that well if you... Oh, dead. Get out of here. It's on the platform. Really? Mechanic is a pain.
There we go.
Such a pain.
Is that a reference to something?
Yeah. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, specifically Sloth.
Oh. I couldn't even tell you how long it's been since I watched that. I think it would have been like a decade ago, probably, if not a little bit more than that. I must have revenge. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Standing here, I realize.
You're just like me.
Trying to make history.
Have you seen the version of that that's like everything is edited to standing? It's like
No.
standing here.
Oh,
standing
yeah,
here.
it's like the All-Star, but they don't stop coming.
And they don't stop coming in, they don't stop coming in, they don't stop coming in, they don't stop coming.
Yeah, I crushed that. It's like 11 seconds. Down on the time. Take that. Side mode in a video game. Who's the fool now?
Okay, for anyone watching, the video is called "Standing Here, I'm Standing Here." Gonna drop that in the shit posting channel.
Oh boy, it's fire. I mean burn. Really? The hitbox. I know they're bars, but like...
Are you spitting hot fire?
Apparently not, as far as the game's concerned.
So cold fire?
Yes, cold fusion.
I mean,
Maybe it's the
we're not-
secret solution to our energy crisis.
I mean,
Oh my god, these conveyors are so fast. I know why they are, but it's like, ugh. Jeez. Yeah, 45. Of course
Cold
it is.
fusion can't actually happen, can it?
It could.
It's not. It's not theoretically
Theoretically
impossible.
The problem is that the reason it's cold fusion is so difficult is because of the sheer amount of energy it outputs if you allow the reaction to continue. So it very quickly stops being cold.
This is 3-4, right? Facing the path. No, this is not.
No, this
Sorry.
is 3-3.
Oh, this is the don't get hit by the sign one.
Clear without touching any ghost Gordos. Eat 3 of the ghost hidden snacks and destroy 13 aliens using vending mouth.
Wait, isn't one of them don't get hit by the signs?
seems
No.
I could have sworn that was one of the.
Invasion of the House of Horrors?
Yeah. That is the level.
I think they
There
do
another-
this. I think they do. I think like every Kirby game, they do this gimmick later.
It might be in a later level. That could very well be what I'm thinking of. Cue me avoiding them just out of habit.
It is that.
We didn't go and upgrade Sword, did we?
No.
I will try to remember to remind you to do that after this. Rip Sword.
All right. Oh right.
Oh,
I think I know there's something to the right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I remember there's something off to the right. on
Yeah,
one
the
of those,
shadow
and I
here
thought it
makes
was that.
this platform look really thin.
Yeah,
Like it looks like it could be a pit, sort of.
I genuinely thought it was until you pointed it out.
No, that doesn't respawn, does it?
I don't believe so.
We could go update Sword while we're thinking about it.
I think I messed that up the first time, and I was like confused as to why I didn't get the first Waddle Dee in that level.
Hmm.
Because I think I just hit it when it was in the Gordo, because that's how it was when I first came upon
Like
it.
you didn't see the Waddle Dee the first time.
No.
Yeah.
Ah.
Sword ability can be evolved. What if big effing sword? Is that the kick and sword blueprint? Now we're really getting, you know, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Although, if we
believe
want to
that
be
they-
real, the Ultra Sword from Kirby's Return to Dreamland is probably the best instance of that.
I still can't believe that there's an actual video game with Revengeance in the title.
And that, like, that's not really a joke for it, you know? Like,
Like, they
it takes it totally seriously and it works.
Yeah. I mean, if there's any series that I think could get away with it, it really is Metal Gear, but just the fact that it exists is insane to me.
It is really funny how, like, comically large the sword is now. Like, it goes from being about the length of Kirby's body to, like, at
Double.
least twice
Like
that.
at least double. Yeah.
Like the blade is double length, and then you still
Oh,
have the
you
handle.
can't. Right, you can't actually dodge roll out of this because it's got the shield.
And I believe this is a partial.
Yes, it
Invincible.
only protects the front. I do believe that is correct, because that's how the enemy works, like the
Yeah.
sub boss.
I mean, it also makes sense with the animation.
Yeah. You are no match for the power of Big Sword. Dang it, they are a match for the power of Big Sword. Reminds me of like magic tricks where they cut into the box and then they emerge unharmed. I'm a professional.
Except if you cut it at the wrong time, they get transformed into a spike ball.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about the implications of that are kind of disturbing.
Do you have an idea? I have an idea.
Let's just
So
not
what-
think too much about where that sword went.
And also, what's powering it? Mm.
Clearly, it's the nuclear reaction inside Kirby's
Ugh.
body. So you can walk with it fully illuminated, but it's kind of slow. So, forget which way I need to go.
Well, that and doesn't it attract the things that you're trying to avoid for one of the goals?
Yep.
Yep. Using
That's
the...
another reason not to abuse it too much.
Yeah, the Ghost Gordos go specifically for the light.
But I find the best way is just to like tap it and then use that to
Yeah.
walk a bit. Waka waka waka.
Yeah, good old Ghost Gordos, the unholy child of Scarfies and Gordos, and also invincible.
Was this specifically don't get hit by ghost Gordos?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
none of the enemies that I've encountered up to this point have been those.
Correct.
Right.
It's in this room.
I'm pretty sure they do show
Yep,
up.
there-
Here,
there
yep,
they
there's
are.
one.
I mean, heck, if you're being slow enough, you can actually use the residual light from the bulb to see where the ground is.
Yeah.
Got to be very sneaky.
I'm being
there's
hunted
always-
by spikies.
And there's always the classic standby of turn the brightness on your TV all the way up
Yep.
if you really want to cheese it.
All right, I found a secret, which apparently requires Jocham Cutter. Oh, I hate you. There we go. Man, they really like that idea of this level, huh?
And
Yeah.
it doesn't show up in another level ever, I don't think.
Good. It's weird that there's like just that one exception to, because normally you can go back and try secrets again, mess them up.
Yeah.
There's something over here.
Money over here.
Boot dispenser here. Do I still need like one more snack?
I think at
No,
least
two more
so.
snacks. Okay.
I don't think you've missed any.
I think one of them is like at the end here. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, very hidden.
Very, very pink. Oh, this level has a blueprint in it, right? Like off
Yep,
to
and
the
it's in
side.
it's in a very annoying spot if you're not thinking to look for it.
It's not yet,
You're not quite there yet now.
but it's in this area. Treasure.
This feels like something that they would have had on the 3DS somewhere. Like when they were really trying to
That would-
convince people that the 3D actually had a meaningful impact on gameplay.
It did, and you know, like it's like handful of games.
Honestly, I never really felt like it did anything. Even on games that people like to point out as examples where it did.
How close do I have to get to this one? Jeez.
It's not. Like, I feel like the entire existence of the 2DS was basically Nintendo admitting, okay, it's really not that big of a deal.
Oh, it's
That
not
said,
this ledge.
the classic 2DS sucks because of its Shake.
Yeah.
It was going
it
for
looks
that,
like
you
a-
know, tablet aesthetic.
Or more accurately, that slice of cake aesthetic.
Is it off to the left?
Oh, there's
Here?
food right
Here we
there.
go. It's this one. You see that coin over there in the on the left
Yeah.
side? Yeah.
Tiny hole that you can't read, and you did also pass one of the snacks.
Well, I can go back probably.
I think I may have missed this one.
Time crash, blue
Fine.
Tiny crash.
Yeah.
So we can stop being coy about that.
Isn't it?
What makes an explosion cooler? Time stop.
No.
Oh,
You could
how-
theoretically. Like,
How? I think it's probably because it's focusing on the left side. It's pretty
Well, all
obvious.
the ghosts are gonna go hungry now because they don't have anything to snack on.
Are you saying that
Fortunately,
they
they
could
can't
die
die
of
of
hunger?
starvation.
Same place.
Mm.
Oh, here we go. Oh, actually, wait a minute. If you don't pick those up, do those count as ammo for the...
Probably.
So basically just murderize everything,
Yeah.
which is going to get a little bit tougher because it's a an auto-scroller. But they foreshadow where they're going to be with the coins.
Well, that and the little marks on the wall that they come out of.
That too.
But who's paying attention to those?
Definitely not I.
It just knocked my microphone into my neck.
Bending mouth. Ferrying me to the end. Right, that should be every... Wait, what? Oh, it's
No,
the Gordo
the
one.
don't get hit. Yeah, that would.
Like, wait a minute.
There's
Oh, right,
all-
that doesn't show up until you actually like finish the stage.
Mhm.
Even
There's
though
all-
after that point you couldn't get hit by any more of them.
It's probably just easier to use the same type of check for don't get hit by blank on all the levels and just do it at the end.
I mean, that makes too much sense.
You were
Jab
gonna roll
hog.
right off the back of that.
Charge those points up, then zing! Let them fly. Jabhog is famous in the New World for its spiky spines. They were short and cute when it was young, but they eventually grew into dangerous needles. It'll jab anything that gets too close, so approach with caution, or just kill it from a distance.
Yeah, or just don't approach.
Friend.
Elflin, a mystical new friend you met in a mysterious new world. You found Elflin as he was trying to save the Waddle Dees from the Beast Pack. He seems happy to be Kirby's guide, sharing helpful advice to save Waddle Dees and rebuild their town. Thanks, Elflin.
Elflin. He is friend-shaped.
Big ears, check. You know. Small and
Okay,
furry,
he's-
check.
He's a rabbit.
Huggable rating, 100%.
Look, there's a lot of stuff in Kirby that has a 100% huggable rating. The King
You could look at the Awoofies, they're pretty huggable.
The Waddle Dees are huggable.
I feel like
They could
huggable
probably-
is just like a
You
big part
you
of
know
the
what you know
Kirby
what's
aesthetic.
you know what's not huggable though? Gordos.
Bombs.
Those
Oh,
two,
oh,
but
okay, you could theoretically hug a
You can hug
Gordo
them at least
with
once.
enough. Well, you
Ow.
could hug a Gordo with
okay,
a
seriously.
enough,
Gordo, Gordo.
like with a bomb suit, maybe. Like,
Are hot
Oh,
dog
no.
Gordos huggable?
With my jump.
Well, that, or if you just don't care about being able to hug them a second time, you can do it at least once.
Oh come on! Oh my god, I'm messing
I mean,
this up
it doesn't
so
have to
badly.
be a. It doesn't have to be a
Oh, come on.
strong hug.
Come on. I hate this. Get out of here. I hit the switch and
Toby.
that's what matters. Took so much damage.
Mm.
No!
But you didn't take all of the damage. So you're
And
good.
that's what. Yeah. The only hit point that matters is
it's
your last one.
45.
Yu-Gi-Oh players found that out years ago.
I mean, that's literally a thing in like Kingdom Hearts Super bosses. There are 2 health values, 1 and not 1, and I guess 0, but
Yeah.
there are 3 health values.
Yeah. All 1 and none.
Is there another one?
No,
in Treasure Road, or is there only the
Oh, there
one?
might have been.
no. Then there's games
Oh no, it's in
like
the tent up in the top left. There we go.
then there's games like the Borderlands series that have that employ health gate, where as long as your health is above 50%, you cannot be one shot. And in fact, you get like a couple seconds of invincibility if you would have
Oh
been.
right, this one. All right, time to make life choices.
I think Breath of the Wild has something where you can't be one
Oh,
shot, but
yeah,
you can be 2 shot.
Yeah, it's
Like if you're at
Wait a
full
minute.
health, you'll always be left with at least a quarter heart.
These aren't solid platforms, right? Wait, no, these do fall on the thing. They're like one of these you have to hit not the one that you want, because Trixies.
But yeah, no, late game Borderlands stuff ends up being get enough health regen that you can get above 50% in the couple seconds you're invincible, and then you're fully invincible permanently.
Seems balanced.
We kill them all. No, grab the thing. Probably gonna be like 30 seconds remaining. Might be tighter though. Okay, it was a minute. Money.
It's kind of interesting that they decided to go with a countdown timer and then grading you on a count up timer.
Yeah. You have to figure out like what does the amount of time left correlate to the target time.
Right. Yeah. That. I never really thought about that, but that's kind of weird.
All right, Dream Parade. This is the one with the Hell Room.
Yep.
Yeep. Hey, look, it's 2D again.
Mhm.
Except not really. Psych.
And welcome to night. Time has passed.
Time of day. I mean, it sort of has to be night for all of this to work as well as it does. And they're marching. Look at that. Just wait for the parade to go by. Is one of them like not get hit by the parade floats?
Yeah, I think.
No,
I don't-
I think that's a different
I
level.
think that's a different level. I remember that being a thing in something. But guess what's back?
One of the
Ducks!
Hold on. Let me grab the thing. I was.
Oh, it's 2.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Woofy. You were scaring the ducks.
Ducks are more important than a Woofies.
Unfortunately, the fucking. Unfortunately, the screen is blocked by the thing, so I can't tell if you. Okay, you have 4.
I have 4. Yep.
There's a wanted poster, and you have to clear later without stepping in mud.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I think I know where all of those are.
feed that milk to those ducks.
And celebration quacking.
Alright.
Oh, I hear one. It's off to the left here. There it is. It's just there. Define hidden.
Yeah, the big challenge of jump over spikes.
Okay, this is the don't touch the mud. I think I'm actually going to take Tornado for this because it is more sustained than the fire.
I think you also need it at the
Oh,
end for one of the
the tricky thing about this one I remember that tripped me up is that one of the Wanda posters is over, like, there's a pit, and if you drop down into the pit, then you can't get the poster anymore because you can't fly high enough. It's like at the very end. There we go.
This one.
Yeah, it's in here.
Yep.
All right.
So, we have the challenge of win in 5.5 seconds.
Oh no. I don't think we're gonna make it. Oh man. We missed the 5.5 seconds. It's not worth going on. Well, let me just go back to the start. That's how that works, right? What's the cone doing there?
It's to create the shortcut so you can actually do it in 5
seconds. Oh, okay. Right, because there's the cracked ground before. Well, I'm just totally dejected. I don't know what to do. I'm beside myself.
But there's only one of you.
No, you're only
possibly be beside.
Hey, you never know. This might be one of those counters where if you wait for like 100 years, it'll loop back to 0.
Oh, we could do donuts. Whee!
I still think this is ridiculous.
Also, look at the pollution on this car.
Yeah.
This would definitely fail, vehicle inspection. All right, need to actually concentrate now. So if you finish in 86 seconds, you get
when you're supposed to do it in 5.
You're supposed to do it in 5. Yeah, and I explained the reasoning for this before. HAL in Japanese sounds like 86, so that's why this isn't the first time that 86 has been used for like a HAL room.
This is also like the worst of the HAL rooms because it doesn't have any power-ups or anything in it.
Yeah, it's just the the coins and such. And you also have to wait for it too. That's the other thing. All right, time to cheat. Because there is actually no way to get past that, without the shortcut. 5 seconds. Let me cut that in half for you. Alright, success. You could like go up ledges with Tornado, that would be nice.
Yeah.
As long as they were like normal jump height, that would be good.
Yeah. Otherwise, you are stuck to the plane, which you are currently existing on. All right. So yeah, the poster is in the top left corner there. So I fell down not realizing that it was there, and then I saw it and I couldn't get it, and I was sad. So here is fine, just down there is the no bueno zone.
No bueno.
Do I need the drill? I feel like the game probably wants me to have it. I feel like it's used in the upcoming section. Yeah, I can see why they wanted you to use it. It's a way of avoiding the floats. Only integers used here. And, cue me not using it for that purpose because I'm just avoiding the cycles. Oh, there's a mouthful mode.
hurts my soul that you just walked away from that coin.
The one coin.
Right? It just... Yeah.
Glub glub. Oh, wait, do I have to use this to destroy the wall and then get a vending machine? Is that what's going on here? Oh, I can destroy the... Wait, right, I'm supposed to put the parade floats into them. See, water is, you know, destructive. Or it can be.
Yeah.
I do like how the parade floats are an excuse for why there are just an infinitely number of respawning things to use. So that one was a little bit sneaky. There was a Waddle Dee, and then there was a cracked wall behind the Waddle Dee with a blueprint.
Hell, what if there's a bee? What if there's a Waddle Dee in a bee costume? Would it be called Waddle Bee?
Yes.
Also, congratulations on getting the French upgrade.
Yep. Flare Tornado sounds like Flare Tornado. Wee. I'm forgetting what the deal with this section is. There's the switch.
It's a good thing that these don't all move at the same speed, or that would have been way harder to dodge.
Indeed.
Train.
Train. The train is late.
The pain train?
Oop, don't go off the edge. Alright, that should be everything. Yeah? Wait. Was this don't get hit by things, or what was... Why don't I have it? I want to post it.
The mud. Don't step in the mud.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah, that makes sense.
You know that mud that we haven't been able to step in for the longest time? We can't dirty our shoes. Needless.
Yeah, if we dirtied our shoe, Kirby would. If
What a
Kirby dirtied his shoes. Yeah, if Kirby dirtied his shoes, he'd have to take them off, and then we'd have to seek feet Kirby.
We didn't step in the mud, but we burrowed through the ground. I'd just like to point that out.
I've just got this horrible image in my head now of Kirby with human feet.
No.
Oh, no, that
That already exists.
No.
That's why I mentioned it.
I wish it didn't.
It
No one
makes you
should
feel better.
need to see
I
that.
wish it did.
Danger under Big Top. Is there going to be a turnabout, Big Top? Wow, these help you open the gate. Well, not quite yet, because there's a treasure road that we're doing first. Also, is there a yeah, we got a blueprint. Wait, oh, guess what? We have to turn in the blueprint because we can't do the treasure road until we get that unlocked. It's the first time that we've actually seen that.
Did it for the hashtag content.
Oh yeah, totally. Very intentional. Right, we got Crash too. I didn't turn in Crash either.
Is there a subtitle for the second Crash Bandicoot game? Because that's the first thing that came to mind when you said Crash 2.
Maybe?
I don't know. Can that be evolved into
Cortex
Time
Strikes
Crash?
Back. is
Oh,
apparently
just like the
subtitle.
Empire.
And then eventually we have to deal with the wrath of Cortex.
Also, love how rapid fire is just, slash. So, the Time Crash is indicative of the upgrade requirements for some of the later ones because it's the only other Crash ability. So we're a Time Lord now.
Kirby in a trench coat with the freaking.
It has an hourglass in it. Like,
Everyone
this
else
is
can
very
understand.
cool.
So is
All
this
right,
like
and of course
a
we will
time
use
in
it.
hat?
Essentially. Also, we're making rocks come through the wood floor, apparently. So, you like freeze time, and then you can deal damage as long as the effect is active. Just like contact damage, and it's a lot. As you can tell, we took out the entire sandbag, so.
And
If you
continuing to
kill,
do damage will
and had
increase the
time for
duration.
more. Yeah.
well, to be exact, it's landing a kill on an enemy.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
the
wondering
the
what
treasure
it
road
looked
for
like.
this one is really interesting, but I won't
Yeah.
say any more about it until we get to it.
Also, imagine what Time Crash must look like from not Kirby's perspective.
Zawaldo.
No. I still think my favorite thing about Dio is when he uses the world to just repeatedly put Polnareff back at the bottom of the staircase.
That's like some
that just-
Dormammu I've
that-
come to
that-
bargain energy.
That's just Dio levels of petty.
So what if tornado, but graceful? I forget. Does this have any like additional abilities aside from being stronger?
Same with normal. I think normal tornado also does it, where it will pick up defeated enemies and blocks and stuff and
Yeah.
add to its damage.
Yeah,
I
normal
think
tornado
that-
has that as well.
I think that's about it.
Let's just say this isn't one of the more memorable ones. I say as we're going into the treasure road about, for it. This one's rated 3 stars. Because it's the tornado one. It gets an immediate
Also-
+1. Just for that alone.
Also, I just remembered one of the figures needs you to actually talk to Wise Waddle Dee and completely exhaust his options in one sitting.
Wait, what?
No, one of the figures needs you to just talk to Wise Waddle Dee as much as possible in one go. I just remembered it because as you left, Wise Waddle Dee was saying, I have something to tell you
Oh.
icon on him.
This one is really interesting because you stay in the same arena the whole time. You just,
It's just
Oop.
slowly changing.
yep, you just reveal more of the windmills. Oh, I feel like 45 is going to be the time. Well, I'm definitely missing things now. Oh, and they made me go to it. Like, it could also be 40, which is very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. It was a minute.
Oh.
Okay.
Some of those are like way more generous than others.
All right, boss time. I don't want to use tornado for it. I'm sorry. Question is, what do I want to use for it?
Oh, what's the power we're supposed to use for the challenge, Gully?
Oh, yeah, actually, that would be a good idea. Is it Ranger? I hope it's Ranger, actually. Yep, literally just telling me, hey, you can suck things into your gully.
Huh? What's up?
What's
Power
the
for boss.
power up requirement for this boss or mission?
Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically hit high up Clawroline using Ranger.
Oh, right. Which means don't kill her too fast because that is possible.
You mean pausable?
Yes, it is possible. I can't believe you did that.
I can't believe you did this. You've done this.
It's one of my favorite stupid short videos on YouTube.
Tomato.
And it was one of the options, so I think
It-
whatever you
Pretty
need
sure it's
is
all-
always one of the options.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't finished the game, but I don't think I ever noticed any where that wasn't the case.
Ugh. She's a vampire. Lethal leopard, Clawroline.
AKA the bait.
Yeah, kind of.
So there's the bullet time charge coming into effect. You can get a lot of mileage out of it here. I'd rather not risk getting hit though, so I'm just playing it safer. Wow.
And not that it'll actually shouldn't end up mattering, but the throw knives actually give you sword.
Yeah, they do. Oh, duh. I should have just ran away from them. You can dodge them. Well, I did an absolutely terrible job at that. Oh no. I'm being a little bit too cavalier. Really? I can't. Whatever. Yeah, that's too dangerous. Like, you can hit her up there, but it takes so long to aim that it's kind of not worth it.
So, the way to get the no hit is basically use time crash, because I think it restores itself back to like once you beat Coraline, it goes it get past her first form.
Apparently, one of them is also defeat without hovering.
Yeah, I got that one try as well because they just ended up happening.
I mean, the only thing you really need to like hover over is the shockwaves. Even then, you can just jump over them.
Oh no, what? Why are we complaining about it now?
Complaining about what?
Apparently, 30 FPS is trending on Twitter.
Hey, you know what game is 30 FPS? This one. Now we've unlocked Gotcha Machine Volume 2. Have we been getting any of the Volume 2 ones? I honestly don't remember.
I want to say this is where it starts, but also Coliseum.
Yep. Also, Meta Knight. Meta's like, you know where to find me. Oh, right, there's that minigame. I don't particularly feel like doing that right now.
Understandable.
Is that a pencil
Which
drill
minigame?
blueprint? the lunch rush.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the first 2 levels of it are fine, and then the last one is hectic.
I find it interesting that Lunch Rush is actually competitive in multiplayer. It tracks both players separately and actually gives a winner for who did better.
Capitalism. So, is Time Crash actually the best recommended ability for
Yeah, either Time Crash or level 3 sword, which you can get now.
I can get that, can't I?
Yeah.
Drill, let's do Burrow. Thanks, Dee.
Can you get abilities in the Coliseum itself?
Yes.
Okay, good.
There'll be 2 of them every round.
Oh, I meant like choose which one you go in with. I guess you have to do that down here then. After I landed here, I found this mysterious book. It lists the location of undiscovered blueprints. Then just tell me where they all are. It also collects high scores and tons of other info from all over the world. Wait, how does it do that live? It's a book. It's an ebook. You haven't missed any blueprints thus far. I read about it. Oh, if I read about a new blueprints location, I'll help you find it. 27 seconds. So far, the number of times you've inhaled objects during your adventures, 167. 2 billion. 743,411,066. Another time, perhaps. Alright, well, I guess I'll just grab hammer for the Coliseum. Alright, I always forget that the minus button doesn't drop ability while you're in the town.
Oh, it does, just not while you're in the town.
That's why I added in the town. Hi, I'm not going to work for you yet. It's just a part-time
No,
gig.
I don't.
Nope. Help wanted. You can grab a bite here and recover your health. You can only stock one item at a time. Do like how they just turn the actual menu board into the menu.
Yeah.
Would you like that here or to go? I'm going to take it to go, thank you. And we're going to go over to our house. Entering through the only proper way. Hey, wait a minute. The sleep ability isn't in this game.
There was a naughty that you killed.
Place has gotten much livelier now that the townsfolk are finding their way back. I'm sorry. I mean, I could, you know, connect a second controller, but oh, that's interesting. It's not something that I really pay much attention to because I haven't used the multiplayer yet. We can see how many Ds that we need. So 145. We'll get that soon. Other thing is still a bit off. Should I show the glitch off now or wait until later?
It's you could do it now.
Nope. Hi. Yeah, I want to talk to you up there, actually. Hey, look at this. There's a hidden code here. Brawling Coliseum. Is it a hidden present code? It sure is. Right, do you get the other one for beating the first cup?
I believe so.
Also, could you make your passwords a bit shorter, please?
They're easier to enter in handheld because you can use the touchscreen keyboard, but that's about it.
Sign. Brawling.
I wonder if you could use a
in my
keyboard, 'cause
skin.
I know a lot of consoles will let you type with a USB keyboard on the system keyboard.
We got money and an attack boost, which I guess we'll just use because otherwise it'll go to waste. Fortunately, the buffs only apply in actual stages or combat. Speaking of combat, welcome to the Star Carnival. You can enter tournaments here and a battle rush of former bosses. If you make it all the way to the end and come out on top, you'll earn a special reward. And that's not all. We seem to have an unexpected warrior using our first tournament as training. All the way from Planet Popstar, stuck in this new world like us. That's right, it's Meta Knight. So you can enter the tournament too? Meta Knight Cup. 500. 1 rare stone. First time clear reward is a blueprint. You've officially entered a Meta Knight Cup. It's about to get intense in there. I can't wait. The coliseum is right over there. I hadn't put that together. Thank you very much. Meta Knight Cup. So, yeah, there's a maximum tomato for every fight. This is not intended to be that hard.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah, Toy Hammer's kind of busted.
Well, that was pretty quick.
Squeaky squeak. It's because it's not the only one. Whee! It's a nice animation on the swing. See, like the motion blur lines on it. I don't know if we need this, but you know we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean it's there.
In fact, there are more than you need because there are only 6 fights, and you're not going to need one before the first fight, probably. Yeah, Toy Hammer seems a little bit busted. We also have the attack up too, also in effect.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's probably making it seem a little more broken than it is.
No, it's still broken. Like it still gets used to
I mean,
the
I'm not
speed
saying
run.
it's not.
How do you feel? You've been beaten by a Toy Hammer. Also, yeah, they give you the like regular tomatoes after you use them too. There's even greater of a chance that you might not need it.
Yeah.
So you have chosen death.
Squeaky. Squeak, squeak.
Squeaking.
Squeakers.
Just smacked in the butt. Knockout. What did I get hit by? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Squeaky Hammer go burr.
Pretty much. It's interesting that they did the boss order as 1, 3, 2.
Also, the jump hit on Tropic Woods is like low-key busted.
Yeah.
It hits 3 times. Wait, what? That's never
Apparently that's a
happened
thing that can
before.
happen.
That was interesting.
Because normally it's supposed to hit you. Also, we have time crash if we wanted it. But I don't, because squeaky hammer. Ow. None can stand before the power of my hammer. I just
Oh my
immediately
God.
get the face. And dead.
Just did more than half of its health in one hit, didn't you?
Yep. That's
What
fully
the
charged hammer with attack up for you.
That's crazy.
Also, we got more healing as if it wasn't enough. And the game gave us hammer on the last one too.
Rabbit.
I'd rather not. If I'm being
if you-
completely honest.
But then you don't get to see the special cutscene. Not that it really matters.
Yeah, what's that?
You trade.
If you also have sword, you can flash and knock his sword out
right.
of his hand.
And then take his sword.
Ow.
Then he pulls out another sword. And then if you knock that sword away, he pulls
Oh,
out another
he
sword.
dodged. That's my thing. Your first mistake. Well, this is new. Oh, okay, that goes on way longer than I was expecting it to. I don't like the fact that you are not on the ground and therefore I can't hit you.
Stop not letting me kill you.
Whoa, a stunning victory over the Lone Swordsman Meta Knight. Kirby wins. Congratulations on a stunning victory, Kirby. Here's your hard-won reward. 500 star coins. A rare stone X1. The Meta Knight sword blueprint. Yeah, this is a lot stronger than most things at this point.
Yeah.
Also,
This is the Infinity Sword minus, basically.
Isn't there a... hey, Elf
It's
one.
the star on the right, I think.
One of them is a... There's a password somewhere around here.
It might not be yet.
I sworn that there was. I'm sorry. You're in the camera and I can't see you. The camera? Of course there's a camera. It's right there. Whoa, is that the Meta Knight sword blueprint? I want to make that. Gimme. Yeah, the real shame is that you have Gigant Sword for like so short a time
Yeah.
before you gain access to Meta Knight Sword, and Meta Knight Sword is just better.
Yeah, the timing on all that is kind of weirdly set up.
Meta Knight Sword. We're wearing the mask. People didn't care who I was until I put on the mask. So, you have sword beams. It's also telling you about this attack, because that's different. This does a lot of damage. Like, for being able to do that completely uncharged, that's pretty good at this point of the game. You can also do it out of... can you do it out of the charge? I don't know. The charge is really good, though, as well. I guess you just do, like, the normal jump spins. But, like, look at how cool it is.
Sword beams are always nice.
Indeed. All right. What to do now? I'm just gonna... Fine, we'll do this. We'll suffer. I forget what's actually required, because you have to do these like at least once. It's just unlock and finish all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got the cute little hat. Check each customer's food order. Make sure the bar doesn't drain. And lunch rush is terrifying, but not on this difficulty at least. Like you can see this difficulty is like very easy. There are only two options. It drains very slowly. It's lunch rush time. You'll start seeing what the people like farther back in line want, which actually helps. How does he know what I want before I say it?
Conversely,
Can I get a
That would be terrible if that was a mechanic. Like the bar just keeps draining. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, there are better ways of getting star coins than that. Hustle gig and frenzy gig. Select difficulty. This is a busier shift than the practice shift. Now we've got car cake. Cake car. They also start doing like filling in from the bottom or the top. You know what? I guess the ones where it's like an outline or it's like partially filling in, those are the uhs.
Yeah.
The pause. Okay, you still wanted the same thing. Also, the bar drain gets like ridiculous on this one, and especially the last one. So, like, the first two are perfectly manageable.
Last one ends up just being luck. to some extent.
Yeah. It's very hard to do like no wrong orders and also not have it run out. 152 star coins. All right, wish me luck. This is a super busy shift. Also does not help that the Maximum Tomato and the burger kind of have the same shape.
Yep.
The lucky thing is that with the burger, you can tell that it has the Kirby face on top of
The
it.
freeze face. I mean, that does help, but
Now, in my opinion, the worst bit about this is you can't loop.
oh
If
yeah,
one
that
wants
would
the cake and then
help.
the next one wants. Yeah, if one wants the cake and then the next one wants the burger, you have to move all the way over.
That's weird.
I actually survived. Yay! I actually got about the same as the previous one. Don't know how to feel about that. 24% customer satisfaction? Well, frick you.
Yes.
I didn't get any orders wrong, and it didn't take that long. Let's end this gig. Thanks for your hard work, Kirby. Also, they didn't let me wear my Meta Knight mask, wings, and sword to work. I'm very sad. You've been helping us a lot, lady. It's a tough gig, but you even handled Frenzy like a pro. So, I'd like for you to have the special figure. This is how you get Cafe Staff Kirby. Kirby's taking on a side gig at the counter of the Waddle Dee Cafe. He's dressed like a focused employee, but he's secretly fighting the urge to gobble up each dish himself. This might be his greatest struggle yet. Stay strong, Kirby.
That is a great description for that. I like that a lot.
Yep. It's a Kirby game. The lore is always excellent.
Anyway, new area.
There weren't any holdovers from the boss, were there? Because it took us back to the thing.
Time and no damage.
Time and no damage. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I think I definitely did get the no damage. So go back here and yeah, 46 out of 48. So yeah, time and no damage. All right. Hopefully our new sword will make quick work of this. Oh no, I can't get the no hovering one. JK. I think that's only during the fight anyways.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, one of the nice things about this one is that if you're going for the no damage run, you'll have the sword beams. And they actually do appreciable damage, unlike the sword beams in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I forget that that's even a thing that exists most of the time in Breath of the Wild.
There's also the fact that like the set is just not worth it. Yeah, like you can see we got most of our health down already. Meta Knight sword good.
No, I will still never forget Breath of the Wild for not letting us throw the Master Sword.
Yeah. We got the time. Yay. Also, I'm pretty sure the missions don't penalize you for using buffs.
Nope.
Although we don't have access to be able to buy them quite yet. I believe that's the 145 one. Whatever one we're only a few away from.
Yes, I believe so.
So you can use those to make your life easier if you're having trouble just getting the damage in. You saved all of the Waddle Dees and Wondaria Remains.
None remain.
That is true. All right, welcome to Winter Horns. New.
Yeah. Welcome to England.
That'll make more sense in a moment once we actually get into the first level. Although you could have seen it on the diorama. Let's see, about 14, 15 minutes. So we can get at least a stage in, but maybe not too much more than that. / Meta Knight Sword Trial. Yeah, for this one, you have to make liberal use of the charge /. Dang it, it worked on one of them. Ow, dang it. Also, this one's just one giant, like, fight arena. The one downside to it, though, is that, like most of the other sword abilities, single slashes don't do all that much damage. Ugh. Yeah, I hate that actually... It still does contact damage. We're fine, though.
You know, contact damage is such a weird concept. Like, I get why it exists in games. It makes sense for a game, but when you think about it, it just... Like, oh no, you have touched me. Ow.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense if something has, like, spikes or something dangerous, like electricity,
Yeah.
but just
More
in
accurate,
general,
oh no.
yeah. Like, you touched
More
my coat.
accurately, you know, more accurately, oh no, we touched each other, only I got hurt.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, that makes it even weirder.
Light bulb
At least in
malnutrition.
Kirby games, for the most part, like if you touch a regular enemy, you will do damage to it as well.
That is true.
Ghost maze.
Alright, which way do I go? Spoilers, there's a sign that tells you where to go. Do not want. Ah, dang it. I just had to put spikes there. Ah, no. No! Check it. Ah, sneaky. I feel like this one's gonna be like a minute or something. don't know. It's feeling a bit long at this point. Wait, what? Oh, come on. They had regular Gordos there. No! What?
Okay, that's.
Oh wow, that's
Mm,
a little bit extreme on the not checkpointing front.
like it's because there's all moving platforms, but it's still that sucks.
Yeah.
Like the worst place to fall off.
I feel like Nintendo's got a bad habit of underestimating the importance of checkpoints.
Yeah, there are worse things out there.
Oh no, I
Dang
know,
it.
but like it's still baffling to me that they thought it was okay to release Mario Maker 1 without checkpoint support. Like that was a post-release thing.
Yeah, that is actually kind of wild.
Almost.
This one seems like, okay, this one has to be easy to hit the target time as long as you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it goes right, left, middle. I think.
Yes.
Wait, no. It's left again, then middle. And I'm just gonna... You know what? It might have been better to go for the left side, but oh well. If it's that strict, then I'd be kind of surprised. Yeah, those Gordos. Ooh, we have a minute left. I always get worried when I get close to like specific barriers, like 5 and 10 second
Right.
intervals. Even though I had a full 10 seconds of leeway on that.
I'll be right back. If you guys do the next mission, it's destroy the sculptures,
The clock tower,
find
the
them.
sculptures, and then
Yeah,
crap, what's the last one?
side alley.
Right, which is one of the sculptures anyways. And I know where that is, so never fear. Welcome to London.
Welcome to London.
where you
Get
can can see Big Ben, part of the Elizabeth Tower.
And also a second one because
Actually,
you
it just dawned on me. It's like we go past one, and then there's one at the end of the level.
poor doggo.
It's just Snow Doggo. Never fear. The Woofys are too cute. Like,
So when we say
congratulations,
that-
you made an enemy, quote unquote, that I really do not want to defeat. Oh, I guess there isn't a snow sculpture over here, but there is an alley or the side variety. Well, one of them was around here as well, but maybe not. Might be a little bit later.
I think this is one we had a hard time with on my stream, plus my internet dying, and plus...
Like
Yeah.
finding the alley, or
Just the level in general.
oh,
finding the Snow Dog. But-
finding the snow dogs. Also, Meta Knight fridge.
Meta. The fridge is meta.
Facebook, why did you have to ruin the word meta?
Yeah.
Oop. I'm not gonna just destroy that on their own. Nope. Is one of them related to the vending machine?
It might be behind one of the things you needed for break.
That is not how, like, you know, metal can break, but that's not how it flexes. Hidden Waddle Dee. Could have sworn one of them was related to the vending machine, but I don't know.
You might be thinking of the other thing with this level.
Possible. Oh, here's one. The background there. Boink. I can't remember what the last one is. Just hoping that we'll get it. I know one of the dogs is platform.
Leave the secret book, go downstairs for the next set of tilting platforms near the hothead to find the third snow sculpture.
Wait. Oh no, it's to the right.
Just
It's farther on. Yeah, I know where it is. Do I need Ranger for the bonus?
For the other side thing, I think so. Glide kick.
Oh, that didn't actually work. The enemy bomb didn't destroy it somehow. And to answer the question, yes, I'm pretty sure you do. I saw myself falling that time. Of course, if they wanted you to have this, they could just give it to you in the thing, like they did. Yeah, the Noble Ranger makes that a lot easier. The shots travel faster, there are more of them, and for longer. I didn't even have to really think about it. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
just a little bit before the target gets there, and one of them will work. Alright, error for you. Alright, how am I doing on the other things? 3 out of 4, side alley. How many Ds? 2 Ds. Not 5 Ds, only 2 Ds. The bone kind of just hung on the edge there for a little bit. Also, how are they making those giant snowballs out of, like, the light dusting that is on this platform?
I don't know, same magic that made that really tiny bomb block that you just blew up. I don't know.
Don't question the magic. It's a Kirby game. There's nothing over there. I don't need bomb. Actually, I might need bomb. I'm gonna get it just in case. Stairs. So that's a little rude. Well, I'm glad we didn't crush the figure by landing on it. I guess those capsules are made of some pretty strong stuff then, huh? Hashtag rude. Oh, right, you need to crush the wall. You don't need bomb for it. I remember there being a breakable wall over here. So. Oh, right, it's land on the tower. That's what the last thing is.
Yep.
Wait a minute. We can't bring stairs up here. To bring one down?
But yep.
Oh, I see. We can fall off.
And doggo.
And there will be no crush. There will be no structural damage from falling off something at this height. In retrospect, I probably should have killed these things. Okay, never mind. They were cooperative.
Also, I think they actually spawned in as you dropped.
Oh,
Mm,
cheeky little blighters. I think the bomb actually did disappear. Crushed. Hey. All right, almost there. Time to turn off our targeting computer. So, clock. This was one that I did not get on my first play. The stage. Like, end of the level.
You're at the end, ignore the end.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I mean, you can jump over the railing, but they even give you like a gap in the railing.
Oh,
Not
wow,
the
yeah.
easiest thing to see though, from like when you're
Yeah.
up close to there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first time I did this, I just assumed that was just.
I mean, I
background
guess you can
fluff.
see it more when you go off to the side like that. Like it becomes much more obvious there.
Yeah, but by the time you get there, you're probably focusing mostly on the Waddle Dees.
Ooh, shiny.
Exactly.
Hey. Cappy. That's not Cappy. Hashtag not my Cappy. Chakram cutter. You can dual wield cutters? Whoa! Sling both chakrams forward and slash a wide area in front of you. It's fun to watch them fly, as long as you're doing the throwing. Spook step. Not worthy of lore entry.
Oh yeah, clearly he's only a 2-star.
Not high enough rank. Alright, I'm gonna do a terrible thing. You have to sit and watch these be incomplete until the next stream.
Oh no!
But I'll at
Can
least
someone send-
I'll at least go back to town so you can see the new building. It's the nutritional supplements shop, or whatever they actually call it, item shop.
And where you can buy some Go-Gurt.
The nice thing about these is that you can also order them and just immediately consume them. So we've got juice box, you know,
Protein powder.
and I guess that could be yogurt. Ooh, an item that doubles your health. Yeah, so this is the item that doubles your health. That's effectively what Breezy Mode does.
But they also stack.
But they also stack. So is it just 3 health bars or is it 4?
I don't remember.
I've never
Not that
actually tried.
Same.
I suppose that's something that I could do if I felt like it, but... Temporary boost of power in different ways. You can even use more than one at a time.
Yeah,
You can only take one item with you. So,
Each
doubles
one
your health.
gives- Yeah.
Your health
Yeah,
not
the double health is permanent until you lose the first bar.
Yeah, it's Mario Galaxy rules, but I forget it's also a full heal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It,
so like
it is the best healing item.
so if you really want to like cheese anything, you can just buy the upgrades for these, use them immediately. You use one of the life ups to get 2 health bars, and then stock a second one.
You can stack also the defense, the
Yeah.
speed up. of
The speed and attack give you 200 nebulous
Points, time
points. Yeah, I don't think it's seconds, but they
Time units.
each give you 200, and they can stack up to 999.
Mari Ekans.
For
You can use
Beckons.
that to cheese features.
Anything.
I found my remote. I lost my remote, by the way.
Once you start collecting figures, it's hard to stop. Tell
I'm-
me, Elfin.
I am speaking to inform you that I have found the remote that I lost.
I was about to say, help! I lost my remote, and I've been looking for it for the last 10
Help,
minutes.
it's fallen and I can't pick it up. All right. Dang it, I did the thing again. All right, that's gonna do it for this stream. Next one will be Tuesday at the usual time. Be doing more of World 4 and probably some of World 5, but not finishing it. 'Cause that's how they've been going thus far. Let's see. Is
Alright, sounds
anybody
good.
like live right now that I would care to raid? Probably not. I feel like most of the people that I know wouldn't be.
Yeah, it is a
Live right
little,
now.
late on. It is a little late on a Friday.
It's Saturday afternoon.
Saturday. my brain doesn't understand the concept of time anymore.
All right, I get. You know what the sad thing is? Like, I even had like a good raid message ready to go. I'm just gonna show you it. We're gonna raid ourselves.
Hey.
Hashtag not
Raid.
Mike happy. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next time.
Bye. Don't lose track of your remote.
Bye.